Welcome to the Man Cave Podcast. This is your escape for real, unscripted conversations about sports, hobbies, life, and storytelling. No scripts, no forced takes, just Man Cave talk. Now, here's your host, Dan Kasper.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Man Cave Podcast. Dan, Brandon is over there. Hello, fine sir.
That's for
people listening can't even hear that.
That's for all our people watching the video.
Oh, jeez.
A little something special for you.
Shooter. I wish I could do like this quick as how many times you think Shooter McGavin had to practice that?
Oh my gosh.
Shooter. All right, on this episode, it might be a little bit of a shorter one, but that's okay.
That's fine.
That's fine. So, just a little housekeeping, if you could. 5-star rating on Spotify, not like the jerk that gave us a 1 and lowered the rating.
You're not going to let that go, are you?
I'm not, because I'm just not. Apple as well, 5-star rating. This is probably going to give me more 1-star ratings on here. Whatever. Positive review also on Apple. That helps the algorithms out there. Maybe the person thought 1 was best. I don't know. It's like the whole card deck thing. Is Ace the best or worse? A debate.
Is that we're going to embrace debate about whether the ace is the high or the low card?
So I'll let you set this up because this one was your idea, Brandon.
Yeah, so this might require a little explanation because this is just something I'd seen like floated from people over the years and thought this might be a good time for it. So as a sports fan, suppose someone told you your teams that you cheer for are going to win. They use the example of 5, but I thought that was too many.
That's too many.
Yeah. That for the rest of your life, that the teams you cheer for will win a total of 3 championships.
Okay.
If you could choose how to divvy those up, it was your choice. You don't know when, but you just know that at some point while you're still living, a team, these teams that you designate them for will win these championships. How would you do it?
I almost feel like that would be like if your team won right away, then maybe that means your life is going to be over pretty soon. It's like,
well, it's one of those things. Like, I'm not thinking about this at all from the perspective of like, what does this say about your life expectancy?
Right. No. I'm just saying
because then it's like, well, do I have one team win 3 just because that seems like that's less likely? But maybe that's more likely because if they just get hit like a good window or.
Yep.
But yeah.
So I guess like. When we say our favorite teams, are we just going to pick however many favorite teams we have, or are we going to do top 3, top 4? Like, you're more of a hockey guy than I am.
Yeah, I am, but I'm not going to – at this point, look, I've seen the Penguins win.
So are we going to keep it to NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball, or are we just going to do –
I think it could be anything.
Okay. So college even, too?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. So like national champ. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a national championship, yeah.
Well, that makes it a little bit more interesting.
It does.
Now.
That's the point. Yeah, that's the point. I want this to be interesting. I want this to be in that.
Yeah, so the only difference really, if we take hockey off of it, I'm not going to pick hockey.
I'm not either. I don't either.
So really the only difference then between us would be football, NFL.
Yeah. Obviously the Packers have won a little bit more than the Vikings have, so yeah.
But still, I mean, that otherwise I guess what I'm saying is we're fans of Brewers, Bucks, and the Badgers.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So, okay, that'll be really interesting now. I think I'm still going to keep what I originally thought. So I'll tease it like this. I don't know how we're going to go about this, but I'll say this. I've got one team winning 2 and one winning 1.
And I hope we're not the same on this. Because there's reasonings for this for me, but man, I'm going back and forth a little bit on this. Because I'm really struggling on this, but...
Do you want me to go first then?
Yes, I do, actually.
Okay. So should I just reveal all mine?
Yeah,
okay.
and then say you can give a little explanation.
1, Milwaukee Brewers. Just because I think if I were to look at all my favorite teams, Brewers would probably be number 2 on my list. I've already seen a Bucks championship. I will say this. If this was 90s Dan and Orlando Magic, it probably would be reversed. I'd probably have 2 I want to see Shaq and Penny, Dennis Scott, Nick Anderson, Horace Grant, Brian Shaw. Those guys win 2 championships. But it's not 90s, Dan. It's not 90s hoops anymore. I got to see a Bucks one, which awesome, great. I have not seen a Brewers World Series. So I'm going with at least getting one so I can say that I saw at least a Brewers World Series title. And the fact that they haven't won one either, that factors into it. My team for 2, even though I've already seen 2, I'm going Green Bay. Here's the reason why. Well, there's a couple reasons why. 1, they are my favorite team. 2, I want them to win 2 so we don't have the narrative again of hey, and I don't know, maybe Jordan Love won't be that good later on, but if he does continue to be a really good quarterback, I don't want the same narrative of they only won 1 with him, like they had with Favre, like they did with Rodgers. If you do have a really good quarterback, I want to be able to say we saw multiple championships. They've got 4 Super Bowls right now. There's something about getting above 5, where you're with the Steelers, you're with the Patriots, those type of 49ers are getting up there. I want to be able to see a Packers quarterback, a good Packers quarterback, because I wasn't around with Bart Starr, have a couple of Super Bowls. And it's just, it's Green Bay. It's my favorite team. And I think there's more of that rivalry with it that I have towards other fans. So Packers too then. So a lot of it is because of that quarter. I'm so used to Favre just won, Rodgers just won. It's like I don't want to go through that narrative again. So that's how I got. I will say my honorable mention, if I did have one more, it'd probably be Badger basketball. Because 2015 still pains me.
And they've been the one that was the most painstakingly close.
Because that one still pains me. I think the reason why I didn't put that on there is because if you were to tell me it was the same team, I just love that team so much because of the personalities, then I would have.
Yeah.
Because of Bo, Nigel, Frank, Sam, Bronson, Dukin. If it was that team, then okay, I probably would go 1-1-1. And it's not against any guys. It's but it's just
it's just that team just
there was
clicked for
something with that heart.
Yep, that team just clicked for you.
Yep. So that's how I have it.
Okay, Dan.
Okay, Brandon.
Dan, okay. I'm gonna because I actually have a 2 and a 1 too.
A what?
A 2 and a 1.
Oh, I thought you said a 2, a 1, and a 2, and I'm like, wait, what?
2, a 1, and a 2.
As well.
Come
on, grammar police.
So I'm gonna start with my 1. Okay. Which is just Minnesota Vikings. I just want 1. At this point, it's a matter of look, they're never gonna catch the Packers for Super Bowls or anything like that. It's just at this point, just find a way to get 1.
Yeah.
Just get on the board. Because for me, they're the difference between 1 or 2. I guess isn't too much as the bit difference between 0 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of similar thinking with you, but my 2 would be the Brewers, and not just because. The Brewers are my favorite team. But also, if we're going to go the route, I think it would be very hilarious. And I'm assuming, unless I'm not going to be living for very much longer, which would be a little scary, but I'm assuming that generally it seems like these kind of come in sort of close proximity to each other.
Right.
So say it's like a Giants thing where they win 2 out of 3.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it would be pretty fun for other reasons. Look, to see them win a championship would be crazy in a good way. To see them win 2 would be good, but it would also be kind of funny, too, if they won 2 in a short period of time and the Cubs didn't.
Yeah.
Because of, obviously we're, familiar how the Cubs went, trying to do the exact math in my head, more than 100 years between championships, but they won them.
Mm-hmm.
And then for, a team like the Brewers to be able to do it in a shorter period of time, I just think would be funny. But that's just more of a side thing.
Yeah.
But I would just to be able to see that, just to see how would this, what would this state be like for that? Because look, like you said, they've experienced Brewers championships. We saw, what they experienced for the Bucks championship. I think this state, we've already seen them really get behind that, a Brewers team that, that's very good. But to see them get to that level, I would just really like to be able to experience that.
Mm-hmm.
Not just for, being a fan, but just for the state in general.
Yeah.
And I'm with you though, the thing I was really thinking about was a Badgers one.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of went back and forth because, like, after seeing Indiana, I'm like, man, seeing that for Wisconsin.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
It would, right.
And the thing is, like you were mentioning 100 years, and I know Badger basketball won one like in the 50s.
Right.
You know,
but we're talking about ones that we can, kind of
right.
experience ourselves and feel more recently. Like, and yeah. So, but like, maybe this, like, would this be a little different for some people? Like, if this was 8 years ago, when it comes to like Badger football, where they had been kind of much more of, I would say knocking on the door, but in the hunt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me throw you a curveball. So we added 3 to our favorite teams. If you could take 3 away from
that's a good one,
right? If you could take 3 away.
Okay, so we can be okay.
Yep.
So you don't have much you can take from me in this one. Okay, I like
now,
this.
It doesn't have to be ours. It could be anybody.
Okay,
out there,
I like this.
Yeah,
I like this. I like this a lot. First I've got 2 for sure. Number 1, St. Louis Cardinals 2011. You don't get that championship. Screw you guys.
that's a good one. Yeah.
Texas Rangers win that World Series.
Okay.
Number 2, 2016, Chicago Cubs. You don't get that World Series. Cleveland, you get that one.
Mm-hmm.
I got your back, Cleveland. But the third one, ooh. Because here's the thing, like, I can't necessarily pick Duke men's basketball because then that's giving one to the Badgers. I don't think that's probably in the spirit of what you're saying here.
Yeah. Let's.
So that's not in the spirit of what you're saying here. Because
try
that
to
would be
avoid.
my other one.
Yeah. Like I could say Super Bowl 32 Denver. You don't get it.
Yeah. You
so
can't. So I could be like, okay, and then hey, in 1982, Cardinals. No, we're not. We can't do that. Like I feel like that's in the spirit of what you're saying.
Yep.
This is a good one because, like, there's a world here where I could do this and not take one away from Green Bay, which might be kind of surprising. But I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think if there's any other teams out there where just like for whatever reason, there's another team I don't like.
Mm-hmm. I can tell you one of mine was the Cubs one, too, that you just picked.
Okay.
That was, I still want the misery of that.
I do like that we went from like, oh, that would be nice to, no, you don't get this.
I will throw one more out there.
I have one that I'm going to do mostly because I am very curious about the butterfly effect.
Okay.
And that would be the Packers in 2010. It would be 2011. Because I'm more curious of the butterfly effect of one. I mean, and look, this is looking back, so now we can kind of see how things play out.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose Pittsburgh beats Green Bay that Super Bowl. What does that mean for like the Rodgers legacy?
The Mike McCarthy legacy.
And the Mike McCarthy legacy if they don't win.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what does this mean for Brett Favre's legacy? Because I truly believe a big reason that Brett Favre was welcomed back in Green Bay and everything as quickly as he was because they won that Super Bowl when literally his last year with the Vikings.
That's true.
It's almost like that. Hey, it's easy for me to move past my ex if I meet a girl.
Because we won that thing.
Yeah.
Green Bay won that deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What if you don't?
Mm-hmm.
So
that is an interesting way to look at that.
I'm just thinking about it for the butterfly effect. But man, you know what? But as much as I bring that up, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I just wanted to bring that up as the butterfly effect.
That's a good one.
The other one I'm going to take away, the New Orleans Saints in 2009.
There you go.
You don't get that, Sean Payton.
Yeah,
let's give Peyton Manning another one. You don't get that. You do not get that. Like,
there you go.
And there's always the side story, and I got to tell. I feel like I've told this on here before, but I'm going to tell this anyway. But so, favorite bar of mine in college, I went to the bar with a buddy of mine to watch that Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I had a Peyton Manning jersey, so I wore that. But I'm like, hey, whatever. I'm a Vikings fan, but I'm cheering for Indianapolis here. And when you walk in, you got a wristband. Okay, which team? Basically, they would ask you, what team are you cheering for? So I said, I'm cheering for the Colts. So I got a different wristband. My buddy was cheering for the Saints, so he got a different one.
Mm-hmm.
And every time the team scored, you got a free drink. And so we're watching that game, and as the second half is going on and it's becoming very apparent that the Saints are going to win, I started drinking more. And thankfully, I had we got a ride home that night and stuff. So nothing crazy there. But like the next morning, I'm very hungover, and I have like a 10:20 class, and I walk to my class. It's like 4 or 5 blocks, so it's not bad. But I walk to this class, I sit down, and it's in a computer lab. So I sit down at my desk or at the computer, and the professor comes up to me, "Oh, hey, Brandon, how's your weekend?" And he knows me a little bit, but I'm telling, basically talking. Yeah, he's like, he just kind of looks at me and goes, he can tell I'm still not feeling great. He's like, so you're a Vikings fan, right? Like, yeah. He kind of looks at me, puts his hand on my shoulder, and goes, "We'll be done in about 20 minutes."
Yeah, I love that story.
Yeah,
that's a good. Did you kind of talk yourself into that one? The more you're thinking about it,
because I'm going through the pack, and even obviously, I'm not a Packer fan, but I'm just like, I just wanted to bring up that butterfly effect because I've always found that to be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, at its core, like, no, I would rather take that away from the Saints and Sean Payton. You don't get rewarded for that 2009 season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just felt, and because we're allowed to be a little nasty on this, and I love the fact that you brought this up because I think this really added some depth to it because I didn't even think of this.
So I want you to give me a ruling on this one.
Okay.
I'll bring it back up. Houston does not get that NBA Finals in '95. Now, that was my favorite team as a kid, so that should probably count then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because they're not my favorite team anymore, but...
no, because,
Okay. That I wanted to make sure we were... I'll throw that out there as an acknowledgement. So, I'm taking away the 85 Bears Super Bowl.
Ooh, I like that too.
That's their only one, and that's all they talk about.
Because then that means they're basically the Vikings.
Yeah. There's no Super Bowl shuffle. There's no Ditka. There's none of that.
Yeah.
So I'm taking away the 85 Bears Super Bowl championship. You get none. The other one, now this one's tough. Because I've gone through, because you're right, I don't have anything else from the Vikings.
You can't take it, yeah.
I don't have anything from the Lions.
When there's nothing there.
There's nothing from the Vikings. There's no more left from Chicago. There's nothing for the Lions. I kind of like that Cardinals one. Because, I thought for sure the Brewers are going to go to the World Series, but just to keep it different from what I did have to put the Cubs one.
I would say you already said that earlier.
Yep,
so.
I put the Cubs one in there, so I got to put that in there. Part of me really wanted to take away one of the Bulls because I was so adamant as a kid I just didn't. But now I like Jordan, and I kind of want that on there. Mm-hmm. This one's tough. Boy. I'm trying to think of like a national championship.
I did too. I was trying to think college-wise too. Like, was there like a college football?
Is there one that just like annoyed the crap out of me?
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of those, and like I'm like debating: do I want to take away a Chiefs one because of Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce?
I'll be honest. Here's what I thought of on your end of things.
Okay.
Would you take away the 2014 Seahawks?
Ooh.
But would you give it? And you give another one to Brady? But at this point, what's the difference?
That's true.
What's the difference at this point? You got to be better about this. This has to be the if I can't have it, neither can you.
But they didn't win it that year.
I thought they did. Oh, no, that's right. They threw the interception. My bad. I don't know why I was thinking that. So never mind.
They threw that away.
NM.
And yeah.
NM.
Never mind. Yeah, if they would have won it, that would have been one. But yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you're bitter about like the 07 Giants.
I was there.
You were there, but like, are you bitter?
I'm not though, because then the Patriots would have that undefeated year, and I don't know if I want that.
Good call.
Yeah, I just I can't get on board with that one. Oh man, this is tough for me now because I don't have a lot of these division rivals.
Yeah, you don't have hate.
I guess this is another way of like, I'm an entitled sports fan right now because there's like, and I bet you there's probably, if there's anybody listening to this, they're probably screaming at me for a certain one that could probably be out there.
Right.
That should just be. I got it. I know it now. The 04 NBA Finals. I'm taking it away from the Pistons. It was that Pistons-Lakers final.
Okay.
Where it was Karl Malone, Gary Payton with the Lakers.
Okay, you're giving. Okay.
I'm taking it away from the Pistons. That Pistons team annoyed the crap out of me.
They were very, I guess physical would be the. Mm-hmm.
But it was Larry Brown, it was Richard Hamilton, it was Chauncey Billups, it was Ben Wallace, it was Rasheed Wallace. At that point, was a Lakers fan.
Okay.
Kind of. Like, I was rooting for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Part of it, I was a Shaq fan.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, let's give Carl one, sort of thing. So I did not, and I think it was the following year when the Pistons and Spurs had the most boring NBA Finals of all time. Was that 05, I think?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm taking it away from the Pistons. That's the one I'm going to go.
I might have an honorable mention, but I just want to double check it.
Okay.
And it's going to be a little bit off the map, but yeah. Yep. It's a little bit off the grid, but I feel very strongly about this. And I need to I'll have to do a little on the fly math here, but my one honorable mention, 1998. No Winston Cup championship for Jeff Gordon. Give it to Mark Martin.
Yeah, I actually
Give it to
remember
Mark.
that.
The year where I'm going to count this up on the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I believe Jeff Gordon won I think it's 13 races that year. Like Mark Martin could have easily, like most years, that's an effort that's good enough to get a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we were doing one here where it's like favorite teams, favorite athletes, whatever, that never won a championship, Mark Martin would be on my list.
Mm-hmm.
Like a guy that raced forever, was always good, like one of the most respected people you'll find. Like, and it just never clicked for him where he finished first. Like, so that would be an honorable mention for me. 1998. Let's get Jeff Gordon. You've got 4 championships. Come on, let.
So this one, I'm going to do an honorable mention because it wasn't a championship, but it was a bowl game.
Okay.
The 2012 Rose Bowl, Wisconsin, Oregon. Now I get it, though. That does kind of go against, because Wisconsin was, sort of thing.
But here, like in that stretch of 3 in a row, like,
yeah,
you just want to get one. Like,
yeah. And it was Chip Kelly in Oregon, and
yeah, like that. And that was the Russell Wilson year where, that team is 2 Hail Marys away from playing for national championship.
yeah, yep. Thanks, Kirk Cousins.
And whoever was it, Ohio State. Ohio State was the other one, right?
I think so.
I remember watching that. I think it was watching that Michigan State game in the office at the Herald, like with my old coworker Sam Olson, who was I'm a big Badger fan, but he's a bigger Badger fan than I am. Like he was not happy. And if you've ever met Sam, that can be entertaining sometimes. But still, like it was just like, wait, what happened? Like what?
I got one more. I got to look up the year. Then we got to wrap this up.
Okay. Hey, look, we went from doing this on the fly to you adding to it, which is great, to having honorable mentions. This is great.
Yeah, I gotta look up the year. So let's give me a minute. Give me a minute. Hold on a second, because I know I'm gonna screw up the year. Let's go. All right. I think is it between these 3? Hold on. I'll give you. It's in the golf world.
Okay. I like that.
Going a little bit of a different route.
We're thinking broader here. This is good.
Going a little different here. So I don't know if it's the certain year that I'm thinking of. Okay, it might be that one. I'm taking away, because I'm bitter towards him, I'm taking away a Masters from Phil Mickelson. I'm just trying to pick a year.
Ooh. This is just strictly for salt reasons?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he won it in 04, 6, and 10. I think I'm going to go with the 10.
You're not going to give him that, like, last hurrah one?
No. Because I was looking at the leaderboards to see who would have won.
Yeah.
Lee Westwood would have won then. But
That'd be fun.
Tiger Woods was 5 back. The guy that was so close was Freddie Couples in each one of those. I like Freddie.
Yeah.
But he was always 3rd.
Yeah.
He was like tied for 3rd in this stuff. So, yeah, I'd probably take one away from.
And the good thing here too is like you're not giving it to someone you like, because
that's true.
Well, and that's because that's the thing with like the NASCAR one for me. Like I like Mark Martin, but he was never like my favorite driver.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just someone you always just like liked and respected. So it's like okay, that's different than if it was a driver that was like, oh yeah, that was my favorite guy. Like that in the spirit of the rule. This isn't violating the rule for either of us. What
year was it? Was it the Masters when Tom Watson Like he was like way long in his career. Was it the Masters?
I don't remember.
Like what? I can't remember. But you know what I'm talking about. Like he had that like late run, like late in his career. He's like, holy crap, Tom Watson's is up there. And I don't know if he finished. I don't think he finished second anyways. But yeah. But no, I'm going to take one away from Phil.
There we go. I
I'll
like
take
it.
one
All
away
right,
from
so look
Phil.
at we got because like 5 is too many. Like I'd seen that for people. I'm like, what kind of charmed life do you live where you have 5 championships your teams have won that you've been alive for and can celebrate?
It looks like it was the 09 championship, Open championship maybe for Tom Watson. Yeah, I think it was because the final round Stuart Sink and Tom Watson were tied. That's right. So, but
I know we've talked about this before, but like outside of the Masters, I just really like the Open.
yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe it's the fact that it's on like in the morning for us. And the fact that the weather is always bad. It's always raining and windy. Like it feels like you've really accomplished something when you win at whatever course you're playing at over there in bad weather.
Yeah. Yep. No, I totally agree. I want to go to St. Andrews if
like,
I did.
And it's in the middle of July, so it falls at a good time. Like, yep.
I agree. Well, this was a fun one.
This was a fun one.
Yeah.
And we can already tease next week.
Yeah, the semi-athletic Wisconsin Winter Olympics. The SAWWO.
Sawoo! Sawoo!
That's the call.
The Sawoo.
The SAWWO. All right, so if you're wondering what the heck that is, Brandon and I are each going to come up with five activities that we would put.
Like 5 Winter Olympic events, like with a Wisconsin theme to them.
Yep. And depending on what we choose, maybe we'll pick a couple and actually compete in it.
Oh, man.
So that's coming up in next week's episode of the Man Cave Podcast. This was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys had fun. Hey, if you want to participate too, let us know. Shoot us an email what you would pick, and we'll share those on a future episode of the podcast. Be a friend, tell a friend, 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple, positive review on Apple as well. Also, don't forget it is on YouTube, and subscribe to that YouTube channel. Till then, be good. See you then.